us strong. Solidarity. 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 Solidarity.
All right. First of all, I got to give a huge thank you to these amazing CUPE workers. My commitment is to support these workers. I've received the national endorsement from the union, but I'm going to fight every single day to make sure these workers get the respect they deserve. And one of the ways we respect workers is we know that we need investments in services, not cuts. And what we're seeing from the federal other party leaders is the threat of cuts. Now, Pierre Poilievre has just come out and said he's not going to cut, but we know what Conservatives do. Folks in Ontario know what Conservatives do. They cut, and it hurts people. They cut, and it costs people more. We need investments in services. We need investments in our communities, not cuts. And what I'm really disappointed by is that I expected the Conservatives to lie about not cutting and actually going to cut. But what I'm disappointed in is that I'm hearing from Mark Carney that he's also talking about cuts to services. And that is the wrong thing to do. That's the wrong thing to do. We need investments in services. He's talking about cutting things like healthcare. He's talking about cutting things like dental care. He's talking about cutting the services that people need, and that's wrong. And so my commitment is that with New Democrats, you will always know whose side we're on. We're not in it for the billionaires. We're not in it for the CEOs. We're in it for these workers you see behind me and workers across this country. We're in it for people. And with that, I'm ready for any questions you might have. Oh, wait, I forgot. Very important. Let me do that en français aussi. Donc, premièrement, je veux remercier ces travailleurs incroyables qui sont derrière moi. Je suis tellement reconnaissant et je suis honoré que j'ai reçu l'appui du syndicat national. Mais mon engagement, c'est que je vais toujours travailler fort pour défendre les intérêts de ces travailleurs et les travailleurs à travers le pays. Et finalement, je veux parler du fait qu'aujourd'hui, Pierre Poilievre dit qu'il ne va pas couper les services dont les gens ont besoin. On sait ce que les conservateurs font. Les conservateurs coupent pour donner des gros cadeaux à leurs amis ultra riches et c'est inacceptable. On a besoin des investissements, pas les coupures. Mais c'est décevant. Ce n'est pas surprenant que les conservateurs vont couper et Pierre Poilievre a menti du fait qu'il va couper. Mais c'est décevant que Mark Carney parle aussi des coupures dans les services. C'est inacceptable. On a besoin d'investissements dans les services dont les gens ont besoin, pas des coupures. Mon engagement, c'est que je vais toujours me battre pour les travailleurs, pas pour les PDG, pas pour les milliardaires, mais pour les gens, pour vous, monsieur, madame, tout le monde. Ça, c'est mon engagement. Merci.
Thank you very much.
Mr. Singh, what are you referring to when you talk about Mark Carney's comments? The government has just rolled out, for example, the benefits for dental care. There have been agreements that have been signed with 3 provinces and a territory on pharmacare. What are you referring to when you say that he's going to move ahead with so-called cuts?
Right.
When did he say that?
Yeah, so he talked about balancing the operating budget. He tried to do some fancy economist talk to separate capital expenditures and operating expenditures. And he said he would balance the operating budget. And Liberals have come out and said the only way he can do that on the timelines he suggested is by cutting. Liberals themselves have said that. This is coming from them. And we know that's the case. The only way to achieve what he wants is to cut. And he hasn't said what he'll cut, but really everything is at risk. When he's proposing to cut at a time when people need supports, it's the wrong thing to do. And we're also seeing his priorities. He proposed, and he's already put in place, one of his first things he did as Prime Minister is a flip-flop on capital gains, which is basically a tax cut for people who earn mostly more than $1.4 million. That's the wrong thing to do. If you earn more than $1.4 million, you probably don't need a tax cut. But the working people behind me, these are the folks that actually need some supports. These are the folks that need help.
Mr. Singh, can you just clarify whether or not you are assured by Poilievre's comments? He said that no one who has dental care coverage right now will lose coverage. Are you assured that he's going to keep dental care?
The question is if I'm assured that Pierre Poilievre, the Conservative, is not going to cut. No, he is going to cut. He voted against dental care. He voted against pharmacare. He railed against them, said they were bad things, said people didn't deserve coverage, and now we're supposed to believe that he's not going to cut them? No, I don't believe him at all, nor should anyone believe him. Conservatives cut from people, from the middle class, to give to the super rich. That is what Conservatives do. People know that right here in Ontario. That is exactly what Doug Ford and the Conservatives have been doing, cutting from people to give to the rich friends. That's what Conservatives always do, and that is a wrong thing. We need investments in people, not tax cuts for billionaires. You Democrats are always clear on who we stand for. We're in this fight for you and your family, not for the billionaires, not for the super rich.
After you broke the supply and confidence agreement, you did talk to some of the opposition leaders about potentially bringing down the government. Did you speak with Mr. Poilievre at all about safeguarding things like pharmacare and dental care in exchange for support in taking down the government if it got to that point?
I never had any conversations with any opposition leaders about that. What I've said always is that right before Mark Carney pulled the plug and called the election, I said, before we go to an election, what I did put out to the public that I'd be willing to support is supports for the working folks that might lose their jobs. For people that are worried that with the threat of Donald Trump, the cost of living might go up even higher, I want to see investments in our economy that create good Canadian jobs. I want to see us buy and build Canadian so we can be more resilient and stronger. That's what I propose. And with the other leaders, what's clear to me is, well, what's clear, Mark Carney decided to go in election instead of doing that. But with respect to the programs and services, do not believe Pierre Poilievre when he says he's not going to cut. That is exactly what he is going to do. He has said he's going to cut pensions. He has said he's going to cut health care. He has said in the past, and he has voted against dental care and pharmacare, he is not going to invest in people. What he wants to do is cut from folks to pay for his massive tax cut for the richest billionaires. That is what he wants to do, and that is wrong.
Merci beaucoup. On va passer à la première question en français.
Bonjour, M. Singh. Sur le même thème en français, est-ce que vous avez des craintes que Pierre Poilievre dise qu'il va garder l'assurance dentaire, mais qu'il va finalement finir par couper dans le programme?
Si la question c'est est-ce que je crois Pierre Poilievre, non, pas du tout. Particulièrement quand il dit qu'il ne va pas couper quelque chose, parce que ça c'est ce que les conservateurs font. Ici en Ontario où nous sommes aujourd'hui, on sait que les conservateurs coupent les services pour donner des gros cadeaux aux riches milliardaires, aux riches PDG. Ça c'est ce qu'ils font. Et donc quand Pierre Poilievre dit qu'il ne va pas couper un programme, ce n'est pas la vérité, et il ment. Parce que il a voté contre les soins dentaires, il a voté contre l'assurance médicaments, il a dit que ce n'est pas des bons programmes. Donc comment on peut croire maintenant qu'il a changé son avis? Il ne va pas, il va couper des services et il ne va pas garder ces services. Donc si vous voulez quelqu'un qui va garder les soins dentaires, qui va améliorer l'accès à ces services, c'est le parti qui a forcé le gouvernement de le faire, c'est nous, l'NPD.
Est-ce que vous avez l'impression que Pierre Poilievre joue un peu dans vos plates-bandes en disant qu'il va garder, en laissant planer le doute sur le fait qu'il pourrait garder ce programme-là, et en plus en courtisant les travailleurs, on est en train d'embarquer un peu sur votre turf, comme on peut dire?
Je pense qu'il a finalement réalisé que les gens aiment ces programmes. Les gens aiment les soins dentaires. Les gens aiment le fait qu'on a commencé avec l'assurance médicaments. Donc, il veut mentir pour dire « Oh non, je ne vais pas couper ces programmes parce que les gens aiment ces programmes. » Donc, s'il dit la vérité qu'il va les couper, il sait que c'est une menace, c'est un danger. Donc, ça, c'est pourquoi il ment à ce moment. Et ce n'est pas quelque chose qu'on peut croire. Il va couper les services. Donc, si vous voulez garder les soins dentaires, ne vote pas pour les conservateurs, vote pour l'NPD. Si vous voulez améliorer l'accès aux soins dentaires ou l'assurance médicaments, vote pour l'NDP parce que nous étions le parti qui a forcé le gouvernement de le faire. Nous sommes le parti qui va continuer et avancer ces programmes.
Dernière question.
Mais elle est où votre légitimité si ce que vous proposez est repris par les autres partis, en plus que plusieurs des trucs que vous avez proposés finalement ont été adoptés par les libéraux, ont été mis d'avant par les libéraux en raison de l'entente notamment? Vous existez pour quelles raisons si finalement ces programmes-là ils vont exister avec d'autres partis?
On a les faits. On a la preuve que le gouvernement libéral n'aurait jamais fait tout ça sans avoir l'NPD là. Donc, ça, c'est la raison pour laquelle on a besoin d'NPD. Si vous voulez avoir des programmes comme ça, les libéraux, par exemple, ont promis la science médicaments pour 30 ans. Et ils ont eu la chance de le faire. Pour 30 ans, ils n'ont pas le fait. Les libéraux n'ont pas le fait. La seule fois qu'on a réalisé ça, c'était à cause de nous. Donc, c'est clair, sans avoir la présence des partis néo-démocrates, les gens ne gagnent pas. Parce que notre but, c'est toujours d'aider les gens. Les autres partis, ils ont des priorités différentes. Notre priorité, c'est vous. Ça, c'est pourquoi on a livré la marchandise avec les soins dentaires, avec la science médicaments. Mais pour continuer ces programmes, on ne peut pas croire les libéraux ni les conservateurs. Les conservateurs et les libéraux ont voté contre les soins dentaires la première fois qu'on a proposé cette idée. Donc, si vous voulez ces programmes, il y a une raison pour laquelle, dans notre pays, les soins de santé ont été commencés par l'NPD, parce que c'est nos valeurs. On va toujours défendre ces valeurs, on va toujours défendre nos soins de santé et on va continuer d'augmenter l'accès au programme. Donc, si c'est important pour vous, c'est nous le parti qui va le livrer.
Mr. Singh, what do you think this says about the
Oh, merci.
program
Thank you.
that the
Thank you.
Conservatives
Thank you.
are now
Appreciate it.
endorsing? What do you
Well,
think it says about the program? Maybe
I'll just wrap up with this last question because it's kind of the French one in English. What I think it says is that Pierre Poilievre realizes people actually like dental care. People actually think that the pharmacare is a good idea. People like these programs, and so he's worried that if he comes out and says openly he's going to cut them, people won't actually like that. They'll actually vote against him. So he's lying to you now. He's lying to you when he says he's not going to cut the things, because his track record is he voted against them. He voted against dental care. He voted against pharmacare. He said they were bad ideas. He said that people with diabetes didn't deserve coverage. He has said that. And so you can't trust the guy that has voted against a thing, said it is a bad thing, and then on the even election, all of a sudden says, oh, no, I'm not going to cut it. He is lying to you. He is lying to you because he's afraid. And so if you want these programs to continue, the party that made it happen, us, the New Democrats, are the ones you can trust. Thank you so much. Yes, and just so you know, like, doing this with me right now was amazing. Like, having you here, you are the people we're fighting for. And I always want to showcase the people. Like, we know that the other guys are in it for the billionaires, they're in it for like the big CEOs, they're in it for the big corporations. I don't work for them, I'm not in it for them, I'm in it for you. And so having you here in this shot for me was really special, because I want to show Canadians this is what it should be about. This is who we should be fighting for. We want So just don't give up, all right? Don't give up hope, because together, they're going to want us to feel like we can't move forward. They want us to kind of give up. We can't give up, right? We say one day longer, one day stronger, we mean that. We got to keep on fighting, because together we can win. If we fight, we win.
Solidarity!
Thank you all. Thanks again. It was awesome. Thank you. Good luck, brother. Thank you. Yeah.